spending way too much time. You're pulling too much time, man. You're breaking your own rules. You've got to get to the cut to the chase of it. All right. So now we're on the third, the defining factor. This one we probably know a little bit better just normally because we make it. The third is going to be part of our normal chord construction. So we probably have a better intuition of just where it is because we finger it all the time if we're playing just triad chords, which is the main thing we typically play. So we really want to know where the thirds are and know the difference between a minor third and a major third. We're looking here at the minor third, which is the distinguishing factor, both in terms of whether something is a minor or major chord and whether it's a minor or major mode. All right, so we're going to say then that the third, if I do it on the same string, it's going to be a 3-note up, minor third. So this 3 represents the third position in the scale. This 3 represents the distance in our baseline measuring half step. So we got 1, 2, 3. That's what it sounds like. Now, what if I go up a string then? Well, if I go up a string, I have to look for the inverse distance. So if I'm looking for a 3-note away minor third, 12 minus 3 is 9. So the inverse of a 3-note away minor third is a 9-note away, which is actually a major. The inverse of a minor is always a major. The inverse of a major is a minor. The inverse is a 9-note away major, which would be a 6, right? So 9-note away major 6. So it's going to be -5, 6, 7, -8, -9. There it is. If I count it over here, I'm going to go up 1, which I'm going to say -5, -6, -7, -8, -9. Boom. Did I do that right? I think so. So top to bottom, G to E, I'm going to call that a 9-note away major 6. And therefore, the bottom to top, measuring from the E, must be a 3-note away minor third. All right, so I can kind of test that out this way and say, here's my 3-note away minor third to this way. So, right, you could kind of get the feel for it, even though the octaves are different and it's inverted. All right, so then let's go down a string and say, we're going to say, I could see it, donde right there. That's possibly the most familiar one to us. So if I go down a string, I'll just go, this is going to be 5, 4, 3. So if I go down a string, 5, 4, 3, boom, boom. So if I go down one string, the 3-note away minor third is always 2 frets back, which is different than the major, which would only be 1 fret back, which is why we flatten it. We might say, you might hear it said, if it was a major third, you flatten it to get to the minor third. So the minor third is always 2 frets back if we go down one string, unless we cross the fault line. What would happen if we cross the fault line? Well, the fault line tectonic shape plate shifts to the right. Therefore, if I was crossing the fault line and I go one string down, the 3-note away minor third would be only 1 fret back, looking like the shape of a major third, which is going to throw us off unless we contextualize in our mind the shape of the default when it's not crossing the fault line, and then when it does cross the fault line, which is only going to happen if you are measuring on this string, right? Because if you were down here, it would still be a major third away, right? Right there, that distance is going to be the same. But if you're right here, it's going to be right there because you're crossing the fault line. All right, we get it. We get it. Go down to the next one. You're beating the dead horse. You're beating the dead horse. Well, the dead horse doesn't mind. It's dead. If I feel like beating the horse that's dead, then that's what I'll do. I don't feel bad about it. You're trying to make me feel bad about beating a dead horse. It's already dead. Why do you care anyways, whatever. Let's go to the next one down. This is going to be, if I go down 2 strings, it's going to be 5, 10, and then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Wait a second. Que paso aquí? I'm all thrown off here. Let's try this again. All right, here we go. We're going to go, this is going to be 5, 10, and then 11, 12, or 0, bringing us back to the octave, and then 1, 2, 3. So let's count it this way. We've got 5, 10, and then 11, 12, or 0. There's the octave, and then 1, 2, 3. Boom. So, okay. So that means that if I go down 2 strings, then if I go down 2 strings, the 3-note away minor third will always be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frets up, which is kind of like the maximum distance I can typically reach while touching both notes, unless I cross the fault line. If I cross the fault line, what would happen then, you might ask? Well, that would mean that because this tectonic shape shifts up, it would be 6 frets out. It would shift out further, and I probably wouldn't be able to reach it. It would be that one that's just out of reach. Just like Indiana Jones when he's reaching for the Holy Grail, but then he was like, just let it go, man, because his dad told him. And then he lets it, because it's just not, you can almost get there, but not, but you have to, 5 frets, man. That's all you got. That's what you got, unless you have to. Anyway, let's go to the next one down, and we're going to say this is going to be, if I go 3 strings down and cross the fault line, so it's going to be 5, 10, and then 15 going here, and then 15 minus 12 is 3. So if I count it this way, it would be 5, 10 going up here to 15. Wait a sec. 5, 10 going up here would be 15. 15 minus 12 is 3, so there it is right there. That's possibly a more common one because that is in our minor shape, which would be, this would be an A minor shaped E minor chord. And so we have that. So that means that if I go down 3 strings and cross the fault line, then the 3-note away minor third will always be 1 fret forward. What would happen if I didn't cross the fault line? Well, this fault line is pushing all of this stuff to the right, therefore it would be on the same fret. So if I was up here, you could see if I went 3 strings down, boom, 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 it would be on the same fret, not 1 fret forward. But because I crossed the fault line here, it's 1 fret forward. Okay, let's go down to the next one, and again, we can use our little trick. We could say now we're on the bottom string and it's closer to get to the top string, so let me find it on the top string first. But if I want to find the 3-note away minor third on the top string, I have to look at the inverse distance because I'm going above it instead of below it. Therefore, the 3-note away minor third has an inverse of 12 minus 3, which is 9-note away distance, which happens to be a major 6. So it would be -5, 6, -7, -8, -9. And if I find it there, it's going to be the same on the bottom. Or I can count it down if I want to. 5, 10, 15. 15 minus 12 is 3. Plus another 5 is 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And I won't count it out again here. We'll just say boom, boom. It's going to be. So there it is. So we'll continue with the next one next time.